Okay. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, fellow House members. I rise today in strong support of House Concurrent Resolution 13, which condemns hate crimes and any other form of racism in New Hampshire. And I'm going to be frank with you. I never expected to be speaking today in favor of this timely and important resolution until last August 28th, 2017. On that date, in Claremont, an 8-year-old biracial boy, a Claremont resident, was lynched, or there was an attempted lynching of him by some teenagers. Now, I'll be honest with you, the crime is still under investigation. And it is none of the teens has yet been criminally charged for this horrible incident. But the investigation is complicated by the fact that the alleged perpetrators are juveniles and must be treated differently under our criminal justice system. But having said that, this incident shocked the members of my community, as it shocked people around our state and even the nation. I have received emails all over the nation demanding justice for this child and having no easy exclamations. Yeah, whatever, never mind. But anyway, moving on. But this incident woke the people up to the Claremont to the fact that even though we're 96% white, we have some racial problems and problems with hate. And, we Claremonters did not wait for this investigation, which is still ongoing, to be completed. Within a month after this terrible incident, they got together and formed a racial healing working group to try to work on ways to eradicate racism and all forms of hate. And since then, they've held a number of meetings and events to help in this effort, including Claremont's first ever Martin Luther King birthday holiday celebration, which I had the honor to attend. And basically, I think Claremonters have woken up to the fact that to something that a lot of Americans already understand, that racism and hate is not just a local Claremont problem, not just a New Hampshire problem, but an ongoing American problem that is going to is not going to be solved overnight. And while we have made some progress in eradicating racism and hate, I believe, and I think a lot of Claremonters are now waking to the fact, we have a long way to go. But one thing, in getting back to the resolution itself, Claremonters appreciate the strong leadership of Governor Sununu in responding to the August 28th attempted lynching. They appreciate the fact that he has offered to help in this investigation, and just recently he has created a civil rights unit within the New Hampshire Department of Justice, something that was long overdue in my opinion. And now today it is the turn of this legislature to exercise strong leadership. And that strong leadership means passing House Concurrent Resolution 13. And so I'd like to, in conclusion, Dr. Martin Luther King once said, and I'm paraphrasing here, that the moral arc of the universe bends at the elbow of justice. And to paraphrase a bit Dr. King, I would like to say today we should bend the arc of justice, the moral arc more towards the elbow of justice by passing House Concurrent Resolution 13. So please join me and the other bipartisan sponsors of this resolution. Vote yes for House Concurrent Resolution 13. Thank you.
Does the member yield to questions?
No, I do not yield, Mr. Speaker.
Member does not yield. The chair calls the member from Nashua, Representative Mangipudi, to speak in favor of the committee report.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, my fellow representatives. It is very emotional, and I'll try. It's quite emotional. I never expected in my 30 years of living in New Hampshire that I would be standing in the well and speaking for fair and justice. And I have no words to express how I feel, how critical this resolution is. I come from Nashua, where the city has the most diverse population in the state. And 6% of Nashua population are from Indian American community. And in just the last year, the number of times I have faced simple, innocuous comment from people that I knew, people that don't know me, have said, go back to where you come from. And in the beginning, I didn't make too much of it. I said, oh, that's ignorance or somebody not knowing. And one time, I stopped and asked the person who said, go back to where you come from. I said, where do you think I come from? I've lived here the longest in my life. Most of my adult life I have spent in New Hampshire. Both my kids were born and brought up here. And to ask me that, oh, your country has a lot of turmoil. There are a lot of terrorists in your country. This was the response coming from a common citizen. Main streets of our city and our towns. How do I respond to my constituents who call me? How are you feeling about it? I heard that somebody came to Nashua to go to a restaurant, and again, very innocuous comment of, go back where you came from. You're not welcome here. So would that constitute a hate crime? Would that constitute a discrimination? I want to ask that question. And I ask that question every day. And what do I tell my kids? We brought them up to think they are citizen here. They were born here. They don't know any different. And to just shrug it off as nothing, it's not something serious. That's just ignorance. And I'll proudly hold my hand up. This is as white as I can get. This is as American as I can get. I am no less patriotic. I have served in every public service that I could think of. Served on the school board, served as the state rep, activist, and with just the idea of this is my community, this is my home. And now I have this inherent fear or this unsettling feeling. Do I belong here? Is this really my home? If I have to ask this question to myself, how do I respond to my constituents who call me, I'm afraid? Or would you be there for a vigilance when somebody was attacked? A simple story. A parent was visiting from India, and the father wears the traditional Indian outfit. So does the mother. So the family called to say, is it safe for my parents to go for a walk in my neighborhood? And I said, where do you live? Nashua. And I said, why do you ask this question? Didn't you hear that in Huntsville, Alabama, an innocent man who came to visit his grandson's birth was attacked because they looked suspicious? So I can't change how I look. but I'm not afraid to walk and face it. Think about what time we are in. And this, I know this will not answer everything. This is not a cure-all. But at least I would feel as a legislator that at least I can plead my fellow legislators to say, take the step in the right direction, make a statement that New Hampshire is better than that. And I can wake up a little more at peace in my heart, knowing that there is the House of Common People that cares about their citizens and cares about somebody like me who's willing to put their life and support what they need to do in our community here. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
The House will be in order. The chair calls the representative from Hampton, Representative Cushing, to speak in favor of the committee report. Pass. The question before the House is ought to pass. Are you ready for the question? Who's? Representative Shurtleff requests a roll call. Is that sufficiently seconded? It is sufficiently seconded. Members will take their seats. This will be a roll call vote.